Hello and welcome to Young Minds versus Physics. Now we are going with Maths Marathon, day 4, right? So today we are going to complete real numbers. So already on first day we have discussed the synopsis, that is the concept part, the theory behind real numbers. On the second and third days, we have seen all possible problems that can be asked and that were asked previously and that can be again asked in the coming examination. So we covered almost all important questions covered for essay marks, like short answer types, right? All possible questions, right? Please do subscribe and share to your friends so that this may help them also in solving the problems easily, right? So daily half an hour will make you get enough knowledge in mathematics so that when you go to intermediate also you'll be able to do, or when you go to +1 and +2, and if you opt for mathematics, definitely this knowledge of why should we do it like this and what is the reason behind every step, if you know this is going to help you a lot even in your future. Right, now coming to the other problems, right? So already I said whichever are covered similar kind, that we will leave and we'll go with the other one, right? Any 2-3 digit numbers, find their LCM and GCD by prime factorization method. You can take your own this thing and do the prime factorization method, and this was the first model that we did already, that use Euclid's division lemma to show that the square of any positive integer is of the form 5n plus 1 or 5n plus 4, where n is a whole number. So here whenever you are taking this is 5 is given here in the sense b is equal to 5, so that we have to keep in mind, and then we have to proceed in solving the questions, right? And now express 2016 as a product of prime factors. You know how to solve that. So take prime factorization and write all in ascending order, it is better, right? Or else you can also write in any order, right? And common numbers should be raised to the powers, right? Now prove that root 3 minus root 5 is an irrational number. I already told you there are two root terms, therefore you have to square on both sides. So those who have not have seen the previous videos, just I'll give a hint here. Like suppose if root 3 minus root 5, we take it as a rational number, let it be equal to a by b. Then root 3 is equal to a by b plus root 5. So you got one root on this side and the other root on the other side. Now squaring on both sides, you'll get 3 is equal to a by b plus root 5 whole square. So you will be getting here a root term after expanding. Right, root term after expanding. Just a minute, what is the problem with this video? No, something went wrong. Yes, now it is fine. Right, so a by b plus root 5 whole square. So what is that we can understand from here is a by b whole square is a non-root term, root 5 whole square is 5, and 2 into a by b into root 5. So you are getting a root term. You are leaving the root term on one side and bringing all the other terms on the other side. You can say that one side is irrational, the other side is rational, which is wrong. Therefore, our assumption that this is rational is wrong. Hence, it is irrational. So this is the way you have to prove. The same kind we took this for I think root 5 we did all alone, and 3 plus root 5 we did, I think. And then also root 3 plus root 2 I think we did. So similar model, right? So now use Euclid's division lemma to show that cube of any positive integer is of the form 7m plus 1 or 7m plus 6, right? So here the b value is 7. So that one we have to remember, right? And then now prove that root 2 minus 3 root 5 is an irrational number. The same again, you have two root terms here. So take any one root term onto the other side, like how we have done. So if I take that as equal to a by b, I can write it as root 2 is equal to a by b plus 3 root 5. Squaring on both sides again, as how we did in the previous case, the same you have to do. Okay, right, done. So now if the prime factorization of a natural number n is 2 square, 3 square, 5 square, 7. How many consecutive zeros will it have at the end of it? Justify your answer. So to get consecutive zeros, you should combine the prime numbers 2 and 5. So now let us combine the prime numbers. How much you have? 2 square into 5 square. Now let me leave it as 3 square into 7 because I am not bothered about it, because it is 9 sevens are is right. 9, you are getting it to be 9 sevens are, which is 63. It is a non-zero unit place you are getting. So now if you are going to multiply this one with 10 powers, that is 2 into 5. 2 into 5 whole square, because same power is there. I am taking it to be common power. So therefore 10 square, we are getting it as 10 square, that is 100. That means you are going to multiply this number with 100. It implies that you are going to get 2 zeros. 2 zeros, right? So 2 zeros at the end. Clear? So now from now onwards, I think we will be getting either 1 mark or half mark questions, right? So 1 mark questions, you put the steps, and half mark questions, no need to put the steps, but you must be very clear in answering them, right? So let us see what they are. So very quick revision kind. So now today's total session will be a kind of revision to whole concept of real numbers, right? Now insert 4 rational numbers between 3 by 4 and 1 without using a plus b by 2 formula, and this was there in 8th and 9th standards also, right? So usually while doing this, we will be doing this as a and this as b, a plus b by 2, right? Like that, a and b, a plus b by 2 falls exactly here. And now if it is c, and now c plus a by 2 falls exactly here, and c plus d by 2 falls exactly here, and between the, like that, between these two again 1, between these two again 1. This is how one way of finding the rational numbers, right? One way of finding the rational numbers. Now he is telling us not to follow that one, right? Not to follow that one. So what is the other way of writing? So 3 by 4, 1 can be written as 4 by 4. Whichever denominator here it is given, in a similar manner you write down. So that denominator you multiply and divide to the given number. So now it will become 4 by 4. So now from 3 by 4 to 4 by 4, he wants 4 rational numbers. So I can write 4 rational numbers in between as 3.1 by 4, because it is 3.0. Now 3.2 by 4, 3.3 by 4, 3.4 by 4, 3.5 by 4, 3.6 by 4. So my 3 rational numbers could be 3.1 by 4, 3.2 by 4, 3.3 by 4, and 3.4 by 4, 3.5 by 4, 3.6 by 4. So how many are asked? Only that much you can write. Clear, students? Very, very easy. And this is a complete revision of real numbers. Right? Better you listen to all the questions here. Anyhow, at the end, I will be like giving you the slideshow of the questions, right? But better listen. So because every day we are giving the PDF or what is that, slideshow, so that you can take the screenshot of the questions. But what I suggest now is that those who can do also better listen to this, so that it will be a complete revision of the chapter, right? If r is equal to 0, then what is the relationship between a, b and q in a is equal to bq plus r of Euclid's division lemma? So r is 0 here. So therefore a is equal to bq, which means b divides a as well as q divides a. So that means b and q are factors of a. Right? So whichever relationship between a, b and q, that means b and q are factors of a. That is the relationship. Right? So now let's move on to the next one. Without actually performing the long division, find if 987 by 10,500 will have a terminating or non-terminating decimal form. Give reasons for your answer. So what is the condition for terminating and non-terminating is that if you have p by q, q should be expressed as 2 power n or 5 power m, right, or both 2 power n into 5 power m. So but this is a general formula where n and m are non-negative integers. That means even 0 is accepted. That means either of the powers can be 0. Right? So now here 987 by 10500. So you are getting something like, suppose if you forget about these two D's, or 105 is here, right? So I will write this as 105 into 100. 100 means 2 into 5. That means 10 tens are, is it not? Each 10 is 2 into 5. So the factors are 2s and 5s. So no worry. Now here the point is 105. If I talk about 105, if I try to prime factorize 105, so 5 is the 1, 5 2s are, 5 1s are, 3 7s are. So I got 3 and 7 here. 3 and 7. Don't blindly say that since we got in the denominator 3 and 7, it is non-terminating. So never do that, because while defining the rational number itself, I said P and Q should be co-primes. That means they should not have a common factor other than 1. That means we have to see whether 987 can be reduced into the form of 3 and 7s or not. Without checking this, please don't write, because so many students will be doing the same mistake. They'll be only looking at this one and say that 3 and 7 are there, like that means 3 power 1 into 7 power 1 into 1, 5 is here, and here 2 into 5, that is 10 square, 2 square, 5 square. So 2 square into 5 cube. So I have seen children, those who are answering like this. So in the denominator you have 3 power 7, 3 and 7s also. Therefore non-terminating. No. First we have to reduce this into the smallest form. That means P and Q, check if they have common factors. That means you have to factorize 987. Right? Prime factorization. So will 3 go? So 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6, right? 3 9s are, 3 3s are 9, 3 2s are 6, 27, 3 9s are. So will 3 go here? 3 won't go. Now let us check with 7. 7 4s are 28, 49. Yes, 7 4s are 28, 7 7s are 49. So 3 7 47. That means you got 3 into 7 into 47. Is it not? So that means 987 can be written as 3 into 7 into 47 by, now this one 10,500 can be written as 3 into 7 into 2 cube, 2 square into 5 cube. So now 3 into 3 into 7 will get cancelled. So you are left with 47 divided by 2 square into 5 cube. So what did we get in the denominator? Yes, 2 and 5. 2 and 5. Thus, therefore, since the denominator is expressed in terms of only 2 and 5 as the prime factors, this particular rational number will have a terminating decimal form. You have to write the steps and then prove it. Clear? Right? So please see that one. So what is the method? The final method. So explanation part finished. So now you try to prime factorize. If such big numbers are given, prime factorize the denominator and numerator. You have 3 times here. Right, then 7 times 329, so you'll get 47 here. So this is 987 is equal to, steps for writing, 3 into 7 into 47. Right, in a similar manner, write for 10,500 also. 10,500 also, or 100 if you remove, 105 also you can write it down. So what are the prime factors of 105? 5, 21 times, 3, 7 times. So that is equal to 5 into 3 into 7 into 100. So in terms of 100 you can leave it. So now this part and this part you compare and then cancel and then prove it. Clear? Clear? Or you want me to do it in a like blank paper and then show it to you, right? So therefore let me do it then. 987 is P, right? So therefore this goes 329 times and then 7 47 times. So therefore 987 is equal to 3 into 7 into 47. Right. Now the other one is 1500, which is equal to 105 into 100, and writing the 105, right, by finding the prime factors of 105, we got it to be 537, 521 times, 3 7 times. So therefore this is 5 into 3 into 7 into 100. So now therefore 987 by 10,500 is equal to 3 into 7 into 47 by 5 into 3 into 7 into 100. So 3 into 7 got cancelled. So you have 5 into 100. And this 100 is in terms of 5s and 2s. So therefore 47 is equal to 5 cube into 2 square. As it is in 2 power n 5 power m form, we'll get terminating decimal. Right? So this is how. So those who want, note it down, but very, very easy concept. Right? You can do it by yourself also. But those who want, because sometimes it can be asked as a 2-mark question. When asked as 2-mark question, you should write the steps. Okay? Right. So pause for a moment. Take a screenshot or copy it down. Right? Right. So now irrational number in its decimal expansion is this. What can you say about the prime factors of Q when the number is expressed in the form of P by Q? So now here very simple, right? So how the number can be expressed in P by Q form? 1, 2, 3, 4. That means if I divide with 10 power 4, I can write the P value as what is this one? 32,77,081 divided by 10 power 4. So that means now 3277081 divided by 2 power 4 into 5 power 4. Now what is the question? Now can you say about the prime factors of Q? What are the prime factors of Q? Yes, so the prime factors of Q are 2 power 4 and 5 power 4. Clear? Right? Very easy, very easy. Most fundamental concepts. Right. So the next one. Calculate the HCF of 3 cube and 5 into 5 and 3 square into 5 square. So while learning HCF and LCF, what did I say? When a number is written in prime factor form, right, for 2 numbers or 3 numbers, whatever it is, HCF means it is the product of the common numbers of least powers. The product of common numbers of least powers. So what is the common number? 3 is a common number at both sides. What is the least power? 3 square. Now here, what is the common number here? Right? So 5 is a common number. What is the least power? 5 power 1. So what is the HCF? Therefore HCF is equal to product of these two. Right? 3 square into 5. Right? 3 square into 5. And if you want, means depending on the options if the question is asked, 9 5s are 45. Clear? Right. Now, use Euclid's division lemma to find HCF of this one is already done. By mistake it has come into the objective questions, but you can do it. Right? Right. Find HCF and LCM of this by prime factorization method. This also we already did it. And those who want can make a practice of these with these numbers also, so that you will be able to write it very fast. Write any 2 irrational numbers lying between 3 and 4. Write any 2 irrational numbers lying between 3 and 4. So I have 3 here, 4 here. Infinite numbers we can write, is it not? Right? So but here he is asking any 2 irrational numbers. He is asking us to find out any 2 irrational numbers. Right? See, whenever it is irrational, that means it should be non-terminating as well as non-recurring, is it not? Non-recurring. Take anything randomly. 3 after 3. It should be above 3. 3.102 4 3 1 2 5 6. Care should be taken that nothing should be repeated here. Or do it like this. 3.10 2 0 0 1 0 0 0 2, right? 0 0 0 again 2 or 1, right? Like that. So there is nothing which is repeated again, right? So the sequence, it is 0 2 is repeated, but here 00002 is here. So therefore you can write anything like this, right, between the rational numbers 3 and 4. What care should be taken? It should not be terminating and non-recurring. Okay, so this is the best method of writing it. That if you can remember, and don't be worried, you can write like that, that's all. Right. So now if P and Q are two prime numbers, then what is their HCF? If P and Q are two prime numbers, then what is their HCF? See, I have two prime numbers. HCF means, first of all, factor. It is a factor and it should be a common factor for both. For prime numbers, except 1, there can be no common factor. So 1 is common. And since there are no other factors, this itself is the highest common factor. So 1 is the highest common factor, right? So what is the HCF of two prime numbers? 1. Right. If P and Q are two prime numbers, then what is their LCM? See, LCM means you are talking about common multiples, right? So therefore they don't have anything like common factors at all, and therefore while you are multiplying, when you multiply these two, that only will be the LCM. Okay, so suppose if I say like one number is a factor of the other number, out of P and Q, one is a factor of the other one, that means P is a factor of Q, then Q is the LCM. If P is a factor of Q, then P is the LCM. But when you say that these two are prime numbers, nothing can be a factor of the other one. So therefore their own product is the LCM. Their own product is the LCM. Right. What is the HCF of smallest composite number and smallest prime number? So what is that we have to see here is what is the HCF? Smallest composite number. 4. Composite number means which should have factors other than 1 and itself. Right? It has 2 as a factor. Right? So 4 is the smallest composite number. And when it comes to smallest prime number, it is 2. So what is HCF of 2 and 4? So whenever you talk about HCF, if one is the multiple of the other one, the smallest number is the HCF. This is the HCF. And the biggest number is the LCM. Biggest number is the LCM. That is the case when one is a factor of the other. You can see that 2 is a factor of 4. Therefore, HCF is 2. If you want, if the same question is asked as LCM, then it is 4. Then it is 4. Right. Clear? Clear, students? All basic number system. Right. HCF of two numbers is always a factor of their LCM. Is HCF of two numbers is always a factor? Yes, true. HCF means common factor for both the numbers. LCM means both numbers being multiplied. Then HCF is a factor to both. Right. So pi is an irrational number. True. Yes, I already explained you. Pi is a non-terminating, non-recurring number. Hence it is an irrational number. At the same time, I also explained you that in place of pi, if 22/7 is given, this is a rational number. But pi is irrational number. I explained it in detail. Giving the value also, those who want can go to the first, right, real numbers 1 video and can see this one, right? So therefore pi is an irrational number. True. Right. So now the sum of two prime numbers is always a prime number. No, the sum of two prime numbers is not always a prime number, or yes, a prime number. We will see the examples. Why should we judge it, right? So 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 5. Right? So now 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, 3 plus 5, 8. So in this case you can see that it is a prime number, but in this case that it is an even number. So that means always is not possible. Always a prime number is wrong. Can be a prime number is right. So can be a prime number is right, but always a prime number is wrong. So therefore it is false. Since always is given, it is wrong, right? Now, the product of any three consecutive natural numbers is divisible by 6. Already we proved it. So I think in yesterday's this thing, that is in real numbers 3 or 2, we proved this already. Right? So just there we took it as n minus 1 into n plus 1 as a consecutive numbers, and that is you will be getting n square minus 1 into n is equal to n cube minus n. So two problems are there based on this. So we discussed both the problems, and now let us just simply see whether it is true or not, right? So let us take the consecutive natural numbers. Natural numbers here he is saying 1 into 2 into 3. 2 3s are 6. It is divisible by 6. 2 into 3 into 4. 2 3s are 6. 6 4s are 24. Divisible by 6. Right? So 3 into 4 into 5. 3 4s are 12, right? So 12 into 5, that is divisible by 6. Like this. So this is how you have to think, and this is the application part, generalization. Right? So we did all. Let's see the next one. Very, very important questions picked from all previous questions from all boards like CBSE, state boards, right? And also the expected questions, and I don't think there will be a question beyond all this, right? So everybody be thorough with all the questions which are given in the worksheets. For what value of n, 2 power n into 5 power n ends in 5. See, when it has to end in 5, this should be equal to 1. Okay, because 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5, 5 power of anything is equal to, we will get a number whose units place is always 5. So for getting units place always to be 5, you have to go with 2 power n should be equal to 1. So that is not possible. If that is the case, 5 power n also will be reduced. Right? So therefore, for no value, right? For no value of n, this is possible, right? That is 2 power n into 5 power n. Ending with 5 is not possible with any value. Clear? Right? Any integer value. Two numbers have 12 as their HCF and 350 as their LCM. Right? Two numbers have 12 as their HCF and 350 as their LCM. What is this question? Right? So this is the question which is an application that HCF is always a factor of LCM. HCF is always a factor of LCM. If this can be a factor of this one, then as we can say that this is true. The statement is true. So now that means you have to check with 350 by 12. Can 12 divide 350? No. No, it can't divide it. There is a remainder. Right? So therefore, so 12 cannot divide, right? 12 is not a factor of 350. Hence, this is false. Right? Two numbers cannot have 12 as the HCF and 350 as LCM. Clear? Beautiful concept and beautiful question also. Right? Which of the following is true for an irrational number? What is an irrational number? It should not be expressed. It can't be expressed in P by Q form. First point, it can't be expressed in P by Q form. And the other one, non-recurring and non-terminating it should be. If it is in decimal form, it should be in this way. Right? So therefore, we have to check for those conditions. Which can be written in the form P by Q? It is a rational number. Which cannot be written in the form of P by Q? Yes, 2 is right. And non-terminating but repeating decimals are rationals. Non-terminating, non-repeating decimals are irrational. So 4 is also right. So let us see the multiple choice. Here 1 and 3, 2 and 4, 1 only 2. So 2 and 4, 2 and 4. So this is the right answer. Right. Now let's move on to the next one. The number of prime factors of 36 is. So I'll just write it as 6 into 6, where 6 can be further reduced into 2 into 3 and 2 into 3. So that means 2 square into 3 square. So 2 factors here, 2 factors here, total 4. Is it not? 2 2s and 2 3s. So therefore 4 factors are there. Right? Now next. The product of a non-zero rational and an irrational number is. See, already in the properties of irrational numbers, we discussed that when a rational number and an irrational number are operated in by any manner, then the result is always irrational. And here also, here it is giving non-zero rational number. If at all it is only 0, then we would have got the result to be 0. But this is non-zero already said. So therefore it is always irrational. It is always irrational. The prime factor of the denominator of rational number which is a non-recurring. Non-recurring. What is asked? Rational number and saying non-recurring. Non-recurring means terminating. Beautiful. Question is asked in a different way. That's all. Non-recurring means it is terminating. So when is a terminating decimal you will be getting? When you have in the denominator either 2 or 5 as the prime factors, then it can be terminating. So C is the answer. Right. In the rational form of a terminating decimal, the denominator is of the form 2 power n into 5 power m. Then, so this is the number. Already we did such a number, is it not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 means 10 power 5. We can divide it with, that means it will become 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 power 5. 10 power 5 means 2 power 5 into 5 power 5. Is it not? That means m is equal to n. So check for that one. Got it. Finished. M is equal to n. Right? So now the LCM and HCF of, so wherever you want, please pause for a moment and then note it down, or just pause for a moment and think whether what the explanation given is like satisfactory or not. Right? The LCM and HCF of two rational numbers are equal. Then the numbers must be. So here LCM is equal to HCF. That means multiple is equal to factor. That is possible only when the numbers are equal. For 3, 3, 3, 3, LCM is also 3. Least common multiple, that is 3 into 1 is equal to 3. Right? Highest common factor. Right? The highest common factor. What is the other common factor? 1 is the other common factor. But that is not the highest common factor. 3 is the highest common factor. So therefore, that means when numbers are equal, then only LCM is equal to HCF. LCM is equal to HCF only when numbers are equal. Numbers are equal. So therefore, this is the option. Right? Which of the following will have a terminating decimal expansion? Now again the same thing we have to do. I already said that you have to see that P and Q should be co-primes. Right? That means everywhere you have to write it in terms of factors. So this is 7 into 11. 21 is 3 into 7 into 10. So forget about 10. 3 into 7, 7 into 11. So 3 is left in the denominator. So this is non-terminating. So this is not possible. Now 23 by 30. 23 by 23 itself is a prime number. 30 is 3 into 10. That means in the denominator 3 is left here. So therefore this is also not possible. Right? So now 125 by 441. So 125. How do you write 125 as 25 into 5? Is it not? So 25 into 5. These are all 5 into 5 into 5. That is 5 cube by 441. 441. How can you write 441? Can you Can you split this one? Do we have any two option one? Yes, but still just find out the factors of this one if you can. Or if it is a composite number, even this is not possible. Anyhow, zeros are not there, not possible. Right? And neither 2, because even number, it is not even number, it is odd number. So since odd number, you won't get 2 as a factor here at any cost. Now check this one. So this is 23 by 2 cube. 23 by 2 cube. 2 cube. So you have it in factor as 2. Prime factors in the form of 2 power m into 5 power n. Here n is 0. Therefore 5 is disappeared and 2 power 3. So therefore this is the one which is having a terminating decimal. Right? Right. So how many prime factors are there in the prime factorization of 240? Let us write it down. 240. 6, 4 into 10 I am writing it as. So let me split it as 2 into 3. This has 2 into 2. This has 2 into 5. So are all the primes? Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right. And which of the following rational numbers have terminating decimal expansion? The same again. The same situation here also. So this is 11, right? 11 by 7 into 1000. So zeros part, forget it. 7 is there, so non-terminating, right? 91 by 21. So 91, if you do the factors, right? 7 ones are 7, 7 threes are, so 7 into 13 by 21 is 7 into 3 into 1000. Right, so therefore here 7 anyhow will get cancelled, but 3 is left here in the denominator, so not possible. So here if you see this one, 343, obviously have terminating, which of the following rational numbers have terminating decimal expansion, means definitely we may get this one because the other option is all. But anyhow, let us not blindly tick the answer. Let us check this one. So 343. Let us find out the prime factors of 343. Will 3 go? Right. I don't think so. Right. Will 7 go? 7. 4s are 28, 63, 7 9s are 63, 7 7s are 49. Okay. So this is 7 cube by 2 cube into 5 cube into 7 cube. 7 cube got cancelled. So now in the denominator you are left with factors 2 and 5 only. So therefore terminating. This is terminating. Clear? Let's see the next one. The number of decimal places after which the decimal expansion of the rational number is 23 by 2 square into 5 will terminate is. So, how many decimal places will come after this one? Right? So, very easily, directly you can do it. So, 2 cube by, so 2 into 10, is it not? So, when it is 10, it is 2.3 by 2. So, 1 point something. Is it not? So, that means what is that one? The number of decimal places after which the decimal expansion of the rational number will terminate is. So, termination is asking 2 ones are 2. So, now here you have this one. 2 ones are 2. Remainder is like 1 here. So, 5. So, 1.15. That means how many? After the decimal point, after 2 digits, it is getting terminated. After 2 digits, it is getting terminated. Okay? Right. So, then next. If P1 and P2 are two odd prime numbers such that P1 is greater than P2, then P1 square minus P2 square, of course it is positive, right? Now what is this one? So now forget about the prime number. First let us discuss about odd number. Sum of two odd numbers is, yes, even number, right? Difference of two odd numbers is even number. So even number multiplied by even number. So P1 plus P2 you will be getting even number, right? So sum of two odd numbers. Take any example if you want. 3 plus 5 is equal to 8. 7 plus 9 is equal to 16. Right? 5 plus 7 is equal to 12. So sum of two odd numbers is always even. Now difference, that is P1 minus P2. Right? Difference also if you find 5 minus 3, 2, 9 minus 7, 2, 7 minus 5, 2. It is also even number. Right? Now you have one even number, another. Product of two even numbers is an even number. That's all. It is an even number. Clear? So you don't have prime even number, is it not? It's just an even number. Right. If two positive integers and a and b are expressible in the form of a is equal to pq square and b is equal to p cube q, pq being prime numbers, then LCM. So now let us write a is equal to. It is looking as though it is something very different. Nothing is here. P cube into q. So these are prime numbers. So now a and b are expressed in prime factors like this. What is asked? LCM is asked. What is the rule for LCM? Take like you have to multiply the numbers, right, with the highest powers, right? Right now, is p repeated? Yes, p is repeated. What is the highest power? P cube. Is q repeated? Yes. What is the highest power? Q square. So p cube into q square is the LCM. Do you have any other unrepeated number? No. If you have any unrepeated number, that also you have to multiply. But here you don't have. Therefore, p cube q square is the answer. P cube q square is the answer. That's all. Very simple. Right. So if the LCM of a and 18 is 36, right? So a and another number is known and HCF of a and 18 is 2. Right? Then a is, see, I already said, right, LCM into HCF is equal to, LCM into HCF is equal to product of two numbers. Right? What is LCM is here given 36, HCF is 2, right? 36 into 2 is the number given. Right. Now, if LCM of A and 18 is 36 and HCF of A and 18 is 2, then A is already one of the number is A and the other number is 18 and the other number is 18 and the product is 36 into 2. So, therefore, A is equal to 36 into 2 by 18. 18 2s are, so that is equal to 4. Did you get the point? LCM into HCF is the product of two numbers, right? That is equal to 18A. Is it not? 36 into 2 is equal to 18A because LCM into HCF I wrote it. That is equal to product of two numbers. Already one number is known, 18. The other number is A. So multiply 18A. So therefore what is A is equal to 36 into 2 by 18. That's all. So 18 2 times 2 2s are 4. 4 is the number. Right? So which of the following rational numbers have terminating decimal? The same. See, this type of question is asked almost like every alternate year this is asked. Right? In almost all boards. So care should be taken here. Don't blindly write check only for 2 powers and 5 powers. But first check the numerator also whether you are writing P by Q in completely co-prime form or not. Okay. So here I will start with the smaller number. So it is 2 by 3 into 7. So can't be cancelled. So therefore it is not a terminating one. So 5 by 18. 5 by 18 is 9. 2s are 18. That is 3 square into 2. This is also not possible. So now 16 is 4 into 4. That is 2 power 4. Is it not? 2 power 4 by 225. 225 is 15 into 15 is 3 square into 5 square. So there is no way that 3 square will be eliminated from here. So even it is not there. Right. So therefore now what is the other one? 7 by 250. So that is 7 by 25 into 10. Right. So 7 by 5 square. That is 5 cube into 2 power 1. So therefore this is the one which is terminating. But here what is given? A and B, B and C and C and D. No, absolutely not possible. Here though nothing is there. Yeah, if suppose you have this as 18, if you have this as 18, then this can be written as 9 into 9, and this 9 and 3 square can be cancelled. Therefore, A and D can be possible if this is changed. But there is a mistake in the problem. Please note it down. This is only D. Only D. Right? So, let's see the next one. So we are left with the last two problems. With this we are done with real numbers, and tomorrow I shall start logarithms. Right, the smallest number by which root 27 should be multiplied so as to get a rational number. Rational number means root should be eliminated. First write down root 27 is equal to 9 into 3. Right, root 9 is 3 into root 3 here. So suppose if I multiply root 3 here, it will become 3 into root 3 is 3, which is equal to 9. So this is the least number which I can multiply in order to bring a rational number. Right? So therefore root 3. If n is a natural number, then 9 power 2n minus 4 power 2n is always divisible by. Seems to be somewhat different, but nothing is there. See here, common 2 power n, 2n, 2n are common, right? But n is not known to us. So we will do it like this: 9n whole square minus 4n whole square. You will know why I am doing it like this, right? Because finding squares is difficult. Right now, therefore, I can write this as a square minus b square form, is it not? So, 9 power n plus 4 power n into 9 power n minus 4 power n. So, then is always divisible by. That means what I want? I want factors. Therefore, I have split this into multiple of two numbers. Product of two numbers. So, that means this is a factor as well as this is a factor. And what is n given to be? Natural number. That means it starts from 1, 2, 3, so on. So, substitute 1 in place of n here. Right? 9 power 1 plus 4. 9 plus 4 is 13. And 9 minus 4 is 5. So, 13 into 5. Like when n is equal to 1. So, do we have the option? 5 is there, 13 is there, 5 and 13 is also there. So, therefore, 5 and 13 is always divisible by 5 and 13. Right? Clear? So, therefore, we are done with the complete thing. So, the end. So, the children, please subscribe and share to your friends. And also, your doubts are most welcome. Please type your doubts in the comment section so that I can go through that and cover it in the next coming videos. Do not hesitate to ask, right? So teachers are supposed to teach, and also please give suggestions also, right? Please give suggestions also, because nobody is perfect in anything. And I am always ready to receive your suggestions and make changes accordingly, right? If the suggestions are very genuine, right? So please do subscribe and share to your friends. This is all for today. See you again. So this is the beginning of the slideshow. In this, I am providing the complete all worksheets of real numbers. This is sheet 1. Sheet 2, sheet 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So total 11 sheets are there, and this is the end of real numbers, and tomorrow we shall start logarithms. Have a good day, and please subscribe and share with your friends.